WIFTV-PM.
Hey Chicago, you know we've all been impacted by COVID, especially in our communities. Help protect Chicago. We need everyone to stay safe and get the facts about the COVID-19 vaccine. Visit the What's in It for the Black People Media Facebook page and www.chicago.gov/COVIDVax for the facts.
Kris, the Critic Relationship Hour with Gina B. Why you are not married. Number one, you ain't all that. I know that's hard for y'all to swallow. I don't look as good as my 22-year-old self. People need to realize that. You just ain't all that. And I get it. I got this master's degree. I went to this school, that school. I worked hard for this job, for this house. And then she over there got that man. And you don't have one. Men are very simple creatures. So, ladies, for you very accomplished ladies, I got some advice for them.
What's that?
I always say it like this. You can write this one down. Be a kitten, not a cat. What does that mean, Kris?
What does that mean?
You ever played with a kitten? It's real friendly. It almost acts like a puppy. And you want to play with it. You want to come look at the little kitty. It just makes you feel good. Now, have you ever seen an adult cat? When it feels like it, it might rub against your leg and move away. But is that men like kittens?
Kittens will play with anybody. A cat is particular.
Listen, what did we learn? Men are very simple creatures.
Right.
You can fool us. We want you to laugh at our dumb jokes. So all you super smart women out there, you good-looking women, you see a guy you like, you guys do make it out on a date. He actually pays for the date. When you're actually with that person, the dialogue is happening, the dinner is happening. You say, okay, this might work, this might work. It would help if you act a little blind.
Oh my God, Becky.
I mean, you're going to hear me say that a lot. Be nice to him. You hear the worst joke ever. But if you sort of like them, laugh at it. There you go. Hey, it's a lot of married women out there. If we got any married women chiming in.
Look,
if I'm telling a lie.
It's a fake laugh.
Let me know. Right.
What you're saying is that we should cater to the male ego, and that's what's ultimately going to get us married.
I'm first saying recognize that I think some of us, more women than men, look in the mirror. You ever seen a little lion look in the mirror and see somebody real big? They see somebody a little more fine than what they are. And I'm not calling anybody ugly, so I'm not here to bash anybody.
Let's look at Middle America, okay? Middle America is not attractive.
They're not?
Middle America is largely married.
Okay, I think we're on the same page there. People sort of, we get stuck to reality shows sometime and think we're supposed to have, I got a degree in a house, so I'm supposed to have Idris Elba or his twin.
Well, I mean, if you notice, okay, so you remember your friends from high school, right? And you remember how they had all of these qualifications for, if she's going to lock me down, she got to be this, that. She's got to have an ass like that.
That's all we really looked at. Stop right there. You had me at. That's really, what are men? Simple creatures. We want to be fed. We want you to laugh at us, give us some, and that's it. To get us.
You prove me wrong. This ain't a regular love, babe. It's that waking out your sleep with me massaging your feet, babe. It's that anything you want, I'm only here to please you, baby. You're in my command, hey. Your kiss sends me a shot of dopamine. Oh no, I never had an interest in love until I met you. And I don't know if it's real or is it just a phase I go through, but I feel that it's true. We don't need no labels, babe. What we got is something different. We don't need no labels, babe. Lady, we don't need no labels to show that what we have is something special. For sure, for sure. I don't feel it's a one night stand. No. It's that look you in your eyes, make love in paradise. I want a lifestyle.
What's going on, people? Welcome to the Kris the Critic Relationship Show featuring Gina B. Happy Friday, everybody. It's cold as hell outside.
It's so cold.
I hope y'all keep it warm, and I hope you're warm with somebody. Hopefully that somebody is somebody you like. So, tonight, we're talking about cheating. That's right, we going there. Now, I will say this. When I announced this topic, Gina, some of my closest homies, I'm getting texts. Man, what you doing? You doing this, that, and the other.
Right.
Relax, fellas. It won't be that bad. Just like you tell, it's like when you lie and tell somebody, it won't hurt.
There you
go. But seriously though, I mean, men are not the only people that cheat. A lot of men even cheat with women.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about cheating. So, excuse me. Let me get some of my apple juice.
Warm it up, Kris.
Let's get some of my apple juice.
You want some apple juice?
Yeah, a little apple juice, please.
Okay,
so,
a little apple juice. Because, we gets it in.
And people out here, this is a community show tonight. I'm not really going off a list. We're going to talk about cheating.
You love a list.
We're going to talk about why people cheat. We're going to talk about deal breakers. And if you thought about getting back with a cheater. Pros and cons of it. Gina's already made up her mind. But before we start, I need to know who I'm talking to now. Now listen, people, I'm not telling you to tell on yourself. We can't see this, but we'll do ladies first. Ladies, if you've ever been cheated on, just hit a little like button. If anybody's ever been cheated on, nobody's been cheated on? Oh, it's a little delay. It's a little delay. So
I can hit the like button.
We won't see that. We won't. Gina B's hitting the like button for everybody. Now.
Yes.
Fellas. Oh, we got people have been cheated on.
See?
Wow.
It's lighting up like a Christmas tree. Check that out.
I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry for they wasn't shit. Now, look. Ladies, before we go to the fellas. Now, ladies, be honest. I don't know who sent those likes. If you've ever cheated, ladies, there should be a pause. If you've ever cheated, ladies only, hit the love button, that little heart. If you've ever cheated. I'm just trying to get a feel for who we out here with. Trying to see what's up. We got a couple ladies who cheat. We got two honest ladies out there. They probably married material right there.
I've never cheated.
You've never cheated?
No.
Not even in sixth grade? You didn't?
No. I would rather.
Little Johnny didn't think you liked him and
I would rather
you kissed somebody else?
Nope. I would rather just break up.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there go my cheating ladies. Because I know I've been with a couple ladies who did a couple things.
It looks like Valentine's Day. It's lighting up so many hearts.
Get it out the way then. All right, thank you, ladies, for being honest. I just needed to get a feel for the audience. Now, fellas.
Don't break the internet now for the next one.
If you are a fellas, if you've ever been cheated on, fellas, hit the like. Yeah, I'm enjoying. I've been cheated on before. I'm hit the like. I'm hit the like button.
Okay.
We'll wait. Because it's a delay. We got like 25 seconds before we sort of see what y'all
Before we start really seeing what's up.
But men are a strange breed. Did I say hit the heart? Or we still got ladies who cheated?
Ladies are like, oh, me too.
Okay. I assume that the fellas have never been cheated on. I'm the only one.
No.
Ever. Fellas. Any fellas out there who've ever cheated. Fellas who've ever cheated. And I'm not saying what you did. Don't start putting comments. Fellas, if you've cheated, put a heart up.
Or put a comment.
Put a heart up, fellas, if you ever cheated.
No,
there was that one time in...
If they've ever cheated?
There was one time in 5th grade.
We're about to break the internet. How many people
I did what I did.
Okay.
All right, we're about to get it started. So what we've seen is we got a lot of overachievers out here.
A lot of overachievers.
Y'all some overachievers.
Overachievers.
I would go out on a limb and say, do you think, even though, Gina,
I really have never cheated.
Claim you've never cheated.
No.
They are lying. Whoever said that, they lie. Gina B is lying.
I am not lying.
Gina B done did something.
Listen,
Gina B is not.
I don't have
Okay, hypothetically, do you think it's better for the person who cheated or the cheater?
The cheater's the one that's got to live with it.
Really?
They've got to live with it.
All right, so before we finish, because cheating can go a lot of different directions. And again, I do this show in the hopes that, hey, we entertain, right? We do a little entertainment. But At the end of the day, we're trying to help some folks. So I want to know, how do you all define cheating?
Okay.
So Gina B, I want y'all to type it in. How do y'all define cheating? And Gina, what is your cheating definition?
Okay. I keep it simple. Okay. It's anything that you're doing that if your significant other walked in the room and caught you, it would be a breakupable offense. So
really? What?
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you would not do it in front of your significant other, you're probably cheating.
But that doesn't mean it's a break-upable offense.
I mean, okay, it depends on who you are.
You've been married 30 years, and your wife walks in, and you're sexting. And you'd end the 30-year marriage. Well, no. It
depends on who you are and what your tolerance levels are.
You're trying to get out of the marriage anyway for 30 years.
Well, if you're sexting, but I mean, seriously, if it's something that you're doing and your significant other doesn't approve of it with another person,
Herb Howard said, I'm reading something. Herb Howard said something you do behind your partner's back. I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
I agree.
But we do a lot of stuff behind our partner's back. It's not necessarily cheating.
Well, there are people that are in these polyamory relationships, and they're perfectly.
But what if you want an innocent phone call, but it was with an ex-boyfriend, and he lives? It's a phone call. He lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Well, you're not.
And he asked for 5 minutes of your time.
For what?
You gave him the time.
Why?
You didn't think he needed some relationship advice because you know him best. My point is, I don't think that's cheating.
Take the call in front of your man if it's that basic.
What if your man isn't there?
Or, okay, well, if he's not there, I'm talking
if he doesn't see it.
No. My point is, don't leave the room. Okay, anyway, that's a totally different conversation. But if you are out with an ex, and then you lean over and you kiss your ex, that technically is cheating. That is cheating.
That is definitely cheating. Let's get the automatic cheatings out of the way, okay? You're deep into somebody DM showing your private parts.
Oh, no.
That's cheating.
Yeah.
Oral sex, anal sex, sex.
I broke up with someone for sending pictures of their private parts to other people. Look, and
were you getting the pictures? It was just going elsewhere.
No, I was not getting the pics.
So he was just sending it to everybody else.
He was sending them to everybody else, and I found a camera card.
Right.
And the camera card was full of vagina. It was just, hilarious. It was all kinds of vagina. And then there were some pictures that he'd obviously been sending to other people.
So sexting, pics.
Sexting, yeah.
What about just going into somebody's DM? I mean, people do that all the time.
Well, what are you in there for?
I don't know. People come in there.
I don't know.
Hey, Kris, how you doing,
You're in there for a connection.
True.
Which is why.
I agree.
That's a prelude.
I don't like it.
It's a prelude
I don't
to
like
cheat.
It. It's a prelude to a stronger drug.
That's right.
Okay.
It's hot here.
It is a little warm in the studio.
And I've got
here's how I define it, being the relationship guru that I am.
I need apple juice for this one.
Humans are self-satisfying creatures, right?
Well, if you're satisfying yourself, it's not cheating.
But
maybe you should all just be satisfying yourself. It's
saying. When that self-gratification sort of exceeds the intimacy and respect for your partner. So what the hell does that mean? Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, there's some things you do because you know you respect something enough that you don't do it.
Right.
I wouldn't go do some heroin before I went to a parent-teacher conference. I'm just saying that's an extreme example.
Hooray for you.
But you know you don't want to show up high.
I just wouldn't do it before the PTA
you respect
meeting.
that institution.
Yeah.
Or let's say you wouldn't you don't drink right before work because you don't want to mess your job up. Or what if you see a girl in the grocery store and you say, man, look at that ass. I just want to rub my balls all on the ass. Okay, I can't. You don't do it because you know the consequence and ramifications of that. With cheating, some people forego their partner and just say, I'm going to be so selfish that I'm going to satisfy me. Now, we'll get back to the reasons for those at the end. Now, what are some of the, what are we seeing out here?
What are we saying? What are the comments? You can't be responsible for another. I know.
Exactly.
It is hot up in here.
You type that to Maze. Can Maze turn the heat down from home?
Jesus Christ.
Can the captain of the What's in It for the Black People Network turn the heat down from his house?
A sister's hair is getting to be a mess. Okay. Is what?
We both need some glasses in here, don't we?
Well, no, I'm just trying to figure out what they're talking about. Okay. Show is taking a turn.
It
yes,
definitely
it's
has,
taking a
Mr.
turn.
Jamal.
It's taking a
definitely
turn.
has.
Hello, Randy Span.
All right.
That ball rub is cheating. If you are rubbing your balls
It is.
to someone else.
It's because you care about yourself more than that particular partner.
That's right. I mean,
why do you think people cheat? And I'd like to hear different reasons.
Some people
think
are
other people
serial
cheat.
cheaters.
Okay.
Some people just, cheating is what they do. Cheating is their way of life. And they do not have the expectation of being faithful in any relationship.
You think so?
I've dated one of those people, at least one.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if they're serial cheaters.
You don't think there are serial cheaters?
No, I think people cheat for two reasons.
Why?
One, they've lacked some intimacy somewhere in their life. The housewife. No, she doesn't. She's never been loved. No husband. Husband comes home. She doesn't even know the mailman. And he's in her mouth.
They're getting it in.
That's somebody who's missed some intimacy.
That is, well, okay.
So she's not a serial cheater, but those people cheat.
Things I Miss at Home.
Right. And then you do have those who, back to my earlier self-gratification, people in power. They do things in excess because they're selfish and they can. Think of Jay-Z's line. I was just fucking them hoes. I was going to get right back. I didn't love that hoe. But they do it because they're selfish. They're selfish and they're powerful people. Bill Clintons of the world.
Yeah.
Did he love Monica Lewinsky, or was it the simple fact that he could have her going to the desk?
The question is, does
take
he
care
love
of
Hillary? I mean, because you've got to.
Right now, we're just on why people.
Relationship.
And for us to understand, and at the end of this, hopefully, we'll say how to avoid, or how to spot, or how to deal with. But we have to talk about why people cheat.
Okay, I can't with this one.
Someone
says we need to rethink communal love. Doesn't the Bible say love thy neighbor?
Polyamorous relationships, 2 weeks coming up. Polyamorous, 2 weeks, Mark.
Is your friend sitting on your man's lap cheating? I have a friend who broke up with hubby. Okay.
Well, read that. I want to hear that.
We have
You're closer to the screen.
We have to be able to see more. We can't. We have to click on the comment to be able to see.
I can do that.
But
I have that power.
You have the phone over there, so do that. Check you out. Okay, just careful. It's okay.
You talk to them while I figure this out.
Okay. Polyamory is very different. And you know what? Oh, okay. No, I wasn't the friend is what it ends up saying.
All right, so.
You know what? Your friend should not be sitting on your man's lap.
Exactly. Now, what type of friend is that?
One that wants to get knocked to the ground.
I need you to reevaluate all your relationships with all your friends in your life because they ain't shit.
Exactly.
Period, point blank.
If giving joy to a stranger is wrong, who wants to be right? This is Jamal is obviously married.
Jamal is a good guy. I model my life similarly to Jamal.
Jamal is making me laugh.
No joke.
Okay.
Seriously, I say the two reasons. Let me know if there's anything else.
What do you think? What are the two reasons?
And I'll repeat them because there'll be a reoccurring theme because I'm the relationship guru in this bitch. But there's a lack of intimacy. Okay. That person, for whatever reason, is not feeling intimacy or love, if they've lacked it their whole lives, they've never been close to someone. And then I use the example, but it can be a man or a woman who, her father wasn't home or was away. Mother was resentful of her.
You're talking about the reasons why women
they can happen to a man too. Women. He's just not used to intimacy. So
those are usually the women reasons.
Usually they are, agreed. Yeah. And usually the men's they have and you can tell these people, they're sort of excessive and usually powerful. So let's say the rich guy, no shade to Michael Jordan. I'm using this as an example. I don't know if Michael Jordan's been a cheater, okay? But you're real rich. You gamble a lot. You don't even care if you lose. Right. You're that powerful.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You do it because you can. And again, I used the Jay-Z line. I was just fucking them
over. Because they can't. As Chris Rock always said, men are about as faithful as their options is what.
That's not true all the time. And Chris Rock didn't get a lot of ass his whole life. He just started getting ass. And that's a whole nother breed of dude.
Different thing.
I just started getting ass, so I'm
they
acting
just started
fool
getting
with
ass. They were making up for lost time.
Some of us
Some people have been getting ass
since
the beginning.
We've been swimming a long time.
Yeah. It's not really as big of a excitement for you.
But yeah, so any other types of cheaters? Any other types of cheaters?
Just people who, like I told you, people who are simply serial cheaters that have no intention.
Those are two main personality types. But then we got reasons, right? And I hear these. I'm married. I've been married a while. Retired Jedi Knight.
He put away his lightsaber.
Retired Jedi Knight. Respected in the streets now.
In these streets.
In these streets. But you get people who, I've heard people whose wives, maybe they don't sleep with them. I don't know why. Maybe he can't get it up. Maybe too old. Maybe too fat. I don't know. Maybe she's not getting any and she cheats. Or maybe she's mad about something else, trying to withhold the ass. Bad thing to do, by the way.
Don't do that.
And he's cheating. So you're not satisfied. I mean, no sex. Not satisfied.
Right.
So just not standing at attention like he used to.
Right.
Maybe she's come to bed looking like Carol Burnett too many times.
This is your favorite reference.
Did I date myself when I said Carol Burnett?
What?
Remind me never to say that.
Don't say that.
Only people over 40
I'm like, that's so random.
say Carol Burnett.
That's random.
Well, maybe you're not in love anymore.
It could be that they're not in love with it anymore, but they're not doing anything to help their situation. If you're in a relationship and you are interested in salvaging it and you would like to be in love with your significant other
Tiffany
or
Moore?
spouse again.
Tiffany Moore said something that's a jewel.
I see. If women stop entertaining married individuals, they would stop cheating. Yes.
I get accused, Tiffany. I'm not going to be one of these hosts who bash on women, but it's part of the problem. It's part of the problem. I know married dudes who say, you know what, if I'm going to cheat, I'm going to cheat with a married woman. And I'm like, wow, is there a married woman's cheater directory? How do you even know this? How do you, well, we'll get into that later. Any other reasons people cheat? Maybe they cheat just because she's got a big booty. Maybe want a big booty. Or maybe she cheats because she heard some things. Maybe he's playing, maybe he's the man with the golden staff.
There's definitely revenge cheating.
There's revenge cheating. So now we've talked about the personalities.
Right.
Why people cheat. Did we leave out any other reasons people cheat?
Tell us.
Anybody? Travis Powers in the house. He said you're in the pocket. Hold it right there.
Low standards.
Any other reasons people cheat? Because we talked about the personalities types.
They have low standards? Expand on that.
Low standards.
What do you think about low
Typically,
standards?
people who cheat, thank you, Chancey Brewer, for chiming on in. It's one of my close buds. We'll be having shots for the Super Bowl. Usually those people where it's low standards, it's a power thing, right? Mm-hmm. That's a person, they may know intimacy, but they just may be able to do it. And then it's somebody, to her point, that person would have low standard. You know, that person would have.
Oh, the person who cheats, who hooks up with the married man has low standards.
Absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and they're just longing for a warm body.
Right. They just want
and I'm not saying
something.
That their needs are not that important. I don't think that's how you deal with them, but I think that's an issue. And when those folks hit, and it's a lot of both of those personality types in these streets, right? Any other reasons? We talked about no sex. We talked about not in love. We talked about, hey, she had a big booty and winked at me. Men are some simple creatures.
You're very simple.
Every now and then, right?
Every now and then.
What are reasons women cheat, Gina? You got some female friends.
Any of them cheat?
Any of them cheat? What's their names? I'm fucking with you.
I'm like, I don't.
Do any of them cheat?
I'm thinking to myself,
yeah, any of them cheat? Anybody out there any women got some female friends that cheat? Throw a hand up. I just want to know. I can't see who's throwing the hand up.
Here's the question.
But throw a light.
The question is, do I have any female friends who are single and cheat with married?
No, I didn't say they had to be single.
Oh, you're talking about, do I have any married friends that cheat?
Friends married or single that cheat.
No.
I want to, we all hear men cheat. I want to hear women cheat.
I don't particularly enjoy surrounding myself with women who cheat, so therefore.
Here's why I ask that question, people. People always say men cheat. Now, either they sleeping with the same woman or all of them just gay. So I think there are women out here cheating with these men.
There are.
And if they're not in a relationship, and from women's like, I was single, yeah, that's his relationship. You knew what you was doing. You're part of the problem, too. I think it's some bad culprits there.
There are. There are plenty of bad culprits. If women would stop sleeping with married men, then this would be.
Speaking of, I know we got to take a break in a couple minutes. I rarely talk about current events. However, there was an incident recently. Public official in Florida.
Oh, God.
I don't know if you all seen this. Public official in Florida. I won't say his name. Maybe his last name began with a G.
With the J, maybe.
Can't remember. But man's been married for years, 3 kids. Found in a hotel room.
In Miami. In a hotel where I stay frequently, actually.
In a hotel room in Miami. Drugs everywhere. The man's passed out, naked. Okay, you're like, Kris, so what's the deal? He was with another man, Caucasian man. Just two men.
Sex worker, right?
I don't know, but I didn't hear they were running a train on anybody.
I think he was a sex worker.
So, question was posed to me.
Uh-huh.
Everybody, it was mentioned on social media. Everybody's saying she needs to get rid of him. She needs to just end that. Screw that life. How? Because she's got since reconciled with him.
Right. There was a whole article about it.
And when we get back, we'll talk about why some of the people felt
that you shouldn't get back with the cheater.
Shouldn't go back. And I felt it was a good look.
For her to stay?
I thought it was a good look for her to stay.
Okay, well, do you want to take a break and then talk about that?
We shall take a break.
Okay. Because I have opinions.
And we get back. I don't even know what the note said. I had some notes to start with.
Well, let's just abandon the
notes. We'll abandon the notes. We'll talk about it when we get back.
Talk about it.
Kris the Critic, Gina B. We'll be right back. I want to know your positions. I want to hear some stories about cheating. But we are going to delve into the person, the public official in Miami who was exposed, getting high, with a white prostitute with penises and dope everywhere. Anyway, we'll be back in a little bit. Kris the Critic, Gina B. Back in about 2 minutes.
Okay. WIIFTV PM.
Welcome to Inhale, Exhale, you guys. We're your health home girls, Dr. Tanks Lee and Danny Time. We are being joined today by a guest, Samantha Allen, who's going to work with us today about attachment styles.
Preoccupied, anxious, that's more so a child that comes from a background where the parent or the caregiver was kind of all over the place. You didn't know what you were going to get, so you were clinging to them when you did have their attention, because sometimes I might have it, other times I might not. Because of that, it creates an anxiousness in the child, whereas when I get your attention, I want to hold on to it. I want to make sure, so I might cry when you leave, or I always want you around. I'm craving your attention. You know, mother-father relationship, the father passed away, now the mother is over busy, she's working all the time, she doesn't have as much attention as she once had for the children, so now this created an anxious attachment style. Those adults grow up more, considered more clingy in relationships, always wanting attention or feeling like I need to make sure we're okay, fear abandonment, fear that we might be breaking up or you might be leaving me alone, so I might check in with you more often, I might call you more. I just need to be assured that everything is okay with our relationship. That anxiousness part is the anxiety of the relationship, of always thinking something might be going wrong. If I called you, you don't answer. Are you upset with me? What did I do? Let's figure this out. Let's work this out. You're always kind of on edge about where your relationship will go.
You get a piece of paper, write down the event, the thought, emotion, and then logic. So in this case, say that your boyfriend didn't text you back. Okay, that's the event. What is your thought? Oh, well, he doesn't care. What's your emotion? I feel unworthy. What's the logic? Well, maybe he's asleep. So you gotta do that. That's addressing some of the symptoms. But overall, you want to engage self-love and self-discovery, right? And just kind of reprogramming your subconscious.
Yeah. Ooh. I miss your kiss. Oh, your kiss is one of a kind. It feels so nice. Girl, you do it right. I miss. Oh, girl, you don't go too fast. You take your time. Just how I miss. Hey, oh, you kiss it, then I'm drifting off your love. Keeps me floating, girl. I miss. And ooh, such a talent you bring. Yeah. Hey. Oh, one day is too long. If I can hold you in my arms, if I can find a real good love, ooh, that kiss is a drug to me. Baby, your kiss is all I need. Come on. Ooh, it feels so good, baby. Oh, come on. Ooh, babe, I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. I miss it already, girl. I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. I miss it already, babe. I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me. Oh, babe, I'm missing all those kisses. Baby, bring those lips to me.
Oh, baby. I mean, I know that you're here with me and everything, but since you just left a few hours ago, I've just been going crazy. And I done come to realize one thing. Oh, baby, I miss you. Yeah. Ooh, baby. Oh, darling. Whoa.
Welcome back to the Kris Critic Show with co-host Gina B. Gina's pouring me a little bit of apple juice, keep me hydrated during the show. So, when I left, now I'm sure Maze Jackson will pick this up during this political commentary in the AM. We're just happen to be talking about a politician who he was married a long time. Mm-hmm. Because I wanted to get into deal breakers, but I want to talk about this. And actually, my sister Tennille brought up a point. A, she thinks his political career will probably go even further. And it's quite possible with this extra liberal world that we're in.
Right. You need to scroll on the phone, by the way.
I do? Yeah. I don't know how to work the phone.
Just okay.
You just work that. But let's talk about the marriage for a second. So you got a person who's been married, 3 kids, married a long time. He got caught with a man. He didn't just get caught cheating, which is bad enough. But, the silver lining, at least he didn't get her pregnant. I'm just saying. A lot of people don't like a baby showing up and get her pregnant.
Yes, that is the silver lining, if there is one.
Are there any women that, remember now, she's known him a long time. She's trusted him. Obviously, she said, I do. So at some point, whether she knew about his habits or not, she willfully went into that relationship. They said, I do, for better, for worse.
That was worse.
For richer, for poorer. I've never heard of a marriage vow with any clauses or addendums or if he's caught in a room, doped up, facing his vomit, with his penis out with a white man, that it's over. So that's worse.
That could be part of a prenup.
She stayed. So are there any women who disagree?
Well, no one's speaking to the quality of their relationship if she stays.
Doesn't matter. It's not our relationship.
I know, but what I'm saying is no one knows where the nose goes when the doors close. So we don't know what is happening behind.
The question was,
is it a deal breaker?
She went back.
Yes.
So I just simply want to know who agrees with that and who disagrees with it. What do you think? You agree or disagree?
I may have to leave.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck your kid. Fuck your kids' daddy. Fuck your kids' daddy. You got 3 kids. Fuck your daddy out.
Take them with you.
I care more about me than y'all, this family, your upbringing, all of this. Even though I signed on to this marriage and brought you in here and had you a daddy, because of his one indiscretion, y'all 3 don't have no daddy. How selfish of you, Gina B. How selfish.
You don't go from 0 to naked on the floor in an environment with a white sex worker.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying that's not how that went down.
Okay, you'd leave.
I'm just saying.
You just leave. One instant, you out.
It wasn't just the first. It's the only episode that was caught publicly.
What? Can we just deal with what we know? Why do women do that? Y'all write a whole story, and he was probably doing this. And you know, he probably did this with the next door neighbor. Let's just go with what we know. He had that incident. He went back.
Okay, from what I know, it would be a no.
Really?
Yeah, and also you have to keep in mind what
you're
communicating to your children.
One show of indiscretion is a deal breaker for you.
It's the quality of the indiscretion that would be the deal breaker, and the fact that it was public, the fact that everybody knows about it, and
so wait a minute,
it was a really bad.
Did you marry the public? Why do you care what they think?
It's embarrassing.
It's all embarrassing if it's bad.
Yeah.
Would it be less embarrassing if he? I don't know.
Okay,
got some
so
chick pregnant?
If things happen in private, okay, and you're the only one who busts your significant other doing some dumb shit like what he got caught doing, then you can work through it together. You don't have a lot of outside pressure. You don't have to share it with anybody. At this point, the entire world knows about it, is making fun of it. They are laughing about it. They're pointing the finger at you, the wife. They are looking at you to see what you're going to do. And here's the other argument that I would make. I don't know if in their configuration of children they have girls, but I would worry about what you're teaching your daughter. Are you teaching your daughter that your man can just get buck wild and do whatever and you'll do nothing? You'll just stay? Is that what you're communicating to your girls?
A marriage is between that man and that woman, number one.
Okay.
And if you really want to be technical, how many of us have seen people ask any woman or man who's been married, let's say 50, 60 years, they've had some extreme drama. Married people know this. Single people don't know this. Married people know this. Single people don't know this.
No one knows what happens in the course of a relationship.
But every married person knows that it's some extreme shit that happens sometimes. Mm-hmm. But that's why they make the vows for better or for worse. What are you showing your kids? You showing your kids, oh, you know what? If a man pisses you off or a woman pisses you off, leave them. Don't work it out. I don't care how much you love them. I don't care that you have vested interest with them. I don't care that you've built the life together. Without hesitation, because of that one indiscretion, you leave. That's what you're saying.
One indiscretion.
That's what you're saying. That's all we know.
That's not what I'm saying.
Sounded like, what'd you say?
It's the quality
Play the tape.
of the infraction.
Play the tape.
It's the quality.
The quality, what do you mean?
This was a pretty high
Is there a
quality
good way
infraction.
to cheat? Cheating hurts anyway.
It does. But there's cheating, okay?
Okay.
And there's, I caught him, I out with someone.
Anyone we're talking about everyone who we're talking about has gotten caught.
Fine. Okay. And then there's getting publicly busted on the floor of a hotel with a sex worker who was the same sex, right? And if that's how you roll, that's how you roll. But my point is...
So you have an issue that it was public.
Well, that is part of the issue. It was also really bad. But yeah, public.
So...
That's part of it. I mean, that's part of the whole embarrassing aspect of it.
So would you rather be in a situation where someone publicly got caught kissing or privately got caught fucking?
Okay, I'm just saying...
I'm just saying, I don't think it matters. That's... All I'm saying is it doesn't matter.
That was very public. Like, that was across the country public. And...
But at the end of the day...
Like, that is... You can't go to the grocery store without somebody like, that's the wife of the man that was cut. You know what I mean? Like,
I need to know what the people think because...
This is the reason why I tell you need to hit the blue button and scroll the phone.
You talk to them for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I got to figure out how to work
Watch
this
the phone. Okay, you got to go all the way to the bottom. You got to scroll. See, we're missing all of these comments. See, click on that blue bar. So we get all the way to the bottom.
Y'all pretty hilarious.
Our audiences are, look, that apple juice, yes. Okay, just click on the blue comment, Chris. So we get all the way down to the bottom.
Jesus Christ.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what we're missing. Kardashians waiting to happen.
He can't be happy at home. Good comment.
All good comments. Okay, now we're at the bottom.
All right, now listen. First off, all of y'all is talking about, and look, I'm neither extreme conservative or extreme liberal.
Right.
And again, it's not even a political show. But a lot of people said, oh my God, it was a man, it was a man. All y'all voted for this extreme liberal shit. This y'all lame.
Who voted for the extreme?
Everybody on here.
Oh, the extreme. Well,
my crowd is very much extremely liberal.
Okay. I mean, there's a liberal.
Why y'all tripping then? I don't know why y'all tripping. The man cheated. If you're gonna stick to it, say I don't want to get back with cheaters. But I think somebody holding true to their vows can never be mad at them. Now, it may not work.
They can never be mad.
No, we can't be mad at them. We can't.
Listen,
I don't think
ultimately, neither of them are paying my bills, so therefore I don't.
So why would you care if the public saw what happened?
It
Fuck
just
the public.
Puts additional pressure.
Public doesn't pay your
on
bills.
Relationship. So, puts additional pressure.
What are some other deal breakers?
Yeah, they are going to need extensive therapy. See, this is the whole thing.
Well, here's the thing. They've already gone through counseling, therapy, all of this stuff. He's expressed his outlook,
I think
his
she knew
being.
about his bisexuality already.
He said he's bisexual. And it ain't my thing.
Everything.
But hey, if she's cool with it, if she wants to keep her marriage together, I mean, we got how many of us come from fractured families, no husband, no daddy? Some of y'all would be better off with a gay daddy or a bisexual daddy than the way that you turned out with no daddy.
Just because you're bisexual or gay does not, gay is like.
You just said, well, if he has boys and girls,
no.
blah.
But my point is, it's you have to be careful about what you're telegraphing to your children.
I agree.
So that's all I'm saying. And it's okay to be married to a bisexual person, but they don't have to do all that.
Not for most of us.
I mean, if that's what you choose to do,
right? And she chose to do that.
What you choose to do is marry someone who has identified themselves as bisexual,
right?
Then if they shouldn't be cheating anyway. So whether they cheat with a man or a woman, I mean, you knew there were both options there, right?
Topic is deal breakers.
Right.
Right now, we're talking about deal breakers. Is this a deal breaker? For you, it's a deal breaker.
For me, it would be a deal breaker.
All right.
But I would have made different decisions earlier. But yes, for me, it would be a deal breaker.
And we're going to get to that. How do you spot somebody like this and avoid all this unpleasantries? But it shouldn't be a deal breaker. Marriage is a tough thing. You ask somebody who's been married. You ask anybody who's been married 50 years. They will never say, he had money. Or I was with him 50 years because he was cute. They had a bond like no other. And they didn't let shit like this stop them. They all have problems.
You act like shit like this is normal. Like, this is not, how often?
The whole gay being in a hotel room with another man doped up is not gay, but extreme problems are commonplace at some point in any marriage.
This is true. You will experience all kinds of problems in a marriage. I just think
I haven't because my wife got lucky.
And there are problems. Your wife got lucky?
She got lucky.
I am hoping that I never turn on the news and see Kris Levy.
You see me like this.
In the Mondrian Hotel.
That bitch lying.
Right. You know.
What are some other deal breakers? All right, so if anybody has any comments on that couple, if you really feel some strong sort of way, like you just fucked those vows, it was the guy, whatever.
I just don't know if trust can be rebuilt. Like, that's the question. How do you,
that part is up to the individual.
It is.
Everybody has a different thing, you know?
That I personally, but yeah.
I don't know, God forbid, my wife, I walked in on the mailman. I know she didn't know him.
I mean, for me.
But I'm like, damn, she got with the mailman. She get with anybody.
For me, every time we went to the grocery store, I'd be like, okay, don't fuck any hookers. Bye.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
You better fuck some hookers. That'd be my, like, are you really at the grocery store? That would take me, it would take me a while to get through that.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Any other deal breakers? Some deal breakers are obvious. I mean, not obvious, but, your sister or you know what I'm saying, your brother.
My God.
That's got to be a deal.
All the Maury Povich type stuff?
Yeah.
That would be a no.
Yeah, but the moral of the story is, and cheating is different for married versus girlfriend and boyfriend, or
yes,
you know what I'm saying. The threshold, if it's your girlfriend or boyfriend, you see some of this dumb shit,
like
you run like hell. Don't say I love him, Kris. If somebody ever, people actually send me notes, but nothing that is. I have a smarter following, but nothing that's stupid. But you get people, I love to him. No, I love to him.
Yeah,
and they want to stay with him.
That is a bad. Yeah, that is a breakup waiting.
So what are some guidelines? How do you know?
Cheating guidelines?
By the way, before I forget, before you all tune out, we only got like 10 more minutes. Next week, you got, if you never want to watch me, watch one more show next week. I have a good friend of mine. His wife is a sex therapist.
Her name is Goody.
While we talk about relationships, Miss Goody Howard.
Is there a better name for a sex therapist, by the way, than Goody?
Goody Howard is going to talk about toys to use. For instance, March 14th is National Steak and Blowjob Day, fellas.
Okay.
But seriously, women, if you're not, she's gonna get to it. If you're not having an orgasm, Miss Goody Howard is gonna tell you how to do it, fellas. If you can't last longer than a commercial, Miss Goody Howard might have. I don't know how much she can help you with that, but she gonna help you. She's gonna try to help.
If you'd rather have a sandwich,
she might show up with a group. She's gonna be at home, but I can tell you, she speaks to groups. People hire her for lectures. She got like thousands and thousands of followers. Sometimes she goes battles wits with me on some of my posts. I am excited about having Miss Goody Howard next week.
I totally can't wait.
So if you, I'm telling you, this is what you want to tell some people about. Much fun. It's going to be visual.
Yeah.
I can just see her showing up with like different size dildos and anal beads for your husband and different KY jellies and jams and all of that.
Yep, that's next Friday.
And I can't wait to hear about National Steak and Blowjob Day.
To address Valentine's Day that's coming up soon.
National Steak and Blowjob Day, as I understand it, is for the fellas. It's our Valentine's Day.
Because it's not for the women.
So fellas,
they don't call it a job for nothing.
Tell all your homies, have them watch this episode with their significant others just for that part. Watch it twice with your dip.
With your what?
So you get 2 steaks and 2 blows. I'm just saying, they not married. Some of them.
With your dip. So wait, it's only one day. So you can't do the thing like, you know how side piece Valentine's Day is the 13th?
Right. That's
the 15th?
Well, we haven't done the side piece show yet. That's how you know you're a side piece. Baby, I gave you your gift early. February 13th, your gift right here.
Right here. So you get a steak and blowjob on the eve of steak.
But listen, you got to tune in next week. Right after this show, we're going to have Uncovered and Unloaded with Magda. Y'all know it's cold as hell outside, so watch the show. It's my homie.
Please do.
Watch the show.
Magda's delightful.
But in closing, are there any other, because I want to talk about.
Let me ask you a question. What do you want to talk about? Wait, what do you want to talk about?
I don't want to talk about that. What you want to ask me?
I want to ask you.
Sure, go ahead. You can ask me anything.
If a woman has cheated on you, has that been a deal breaker for you?
Hell yeah. You know who I am? Mountain Flat.
What's my name?
It was 6th grade.
Oh my God, I can't.
And granted, I was cheating, but it was Catholic school, and they were sorry, Catholic school girls. I had a couple girlfriends, but that don't mean you got to cheat on me. That's all I'm saying. What happened?
Yeah, I just wonder if it just to quickly revisit. I just wonder how you would feel if your wife were found in the Mondrian Hotel, face down in vomit.
I love my wife, but I kill her dead.
See,
straight up.
Oh, people are asking, what do vegans do for steak and blowjob day? There's too much meat flying around.
Exactly.
They don't participate.
My man, Brian Foster.
Of course, Brian Foster would want to know.
Brian Foster, by the way, people, is king of pandemic podcast. King. Bar none. I would never, I'm going to say it one time publicly, I really like watching some of his shows. But I ain't going to never tell him again. But I really like watching Brian Foster shows.
Brian's
so if you get a chance, tune in to anything that Brian Foster's doing.
Right.
But what was I getting at?
I was just kind of revisiting the topic.
Well, here's how you sort of know. I want to let some people know who might not be married and might be in a relationship or at the beginning of a relationship, or maybe you're in it and you want to, maybe your spidey senses are going off and you want to know, am I with a cheater? First off, there are a lot of other things to be consumed with. Cheating is a big part of it.
Big part.
Finances are another, that sort of thing. But if that person, if you see them, if they overindulge in a lot of what I call selfish behavior, let's say you're with a guy and he has kids and you notice he spends a lot of time with you, but not with that kid all the time. That should be, even though it's benefiting you in that instance, a red flag. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If he treats others bad a lot, if he overindulges in too many things without checking himself.
Like cheating?
Cheating and whatever the case.
If you've only been with him for a short period of time and he can't keep it in his pants, that's not a good indication for the remainder of your whatever, however long you stay.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like if it's one thing if you've had a whole marriage and then there's been some cheating, right? Which is indicative of bigger problems.
Right.
If you've been dating for 70 days and he was caught fucking somebody in the backseat of a car, that is an indication that you just need to be about.
But that's a big indicator. But listen, at the end of the day, if you decide to work something out, right? Because we saw at the beginning of the show, there are a lot of people who've cheated and a lot of people who've been cheated on.
Yep.
Which means there are a lot of people who are willing to try and work through something.
Yes.
Other than you, Gina, because you have never cheated, right? So, how do you work through it? You like that? How do you work through it?
If there weren't a barrier here.
You got to communicate, right? It's got to be, seriously, it's got to be some, after the cheat, after the big episode, after he's found with a dick in his mouth.
Right. It's like caught with his mouth.
Seriously. You get professional counseling, both of you. You do have to set clear guidelines. It's like being with okay, my husband's a drug addict, my wife's a drug addict. I got to work it out. It's got to be some clear guidelines.
As to how that gets worked
Trust
out.
has to be, and you mentioned this earlier.
Trust. It
has to be rebuilt.
Yeah, and it's hard.
Because you'll never forget.
Never.
You'll still love them, but the relationship can get better.
It isn't like he can just say, I'm going to take a quick trip to Miami. It's like, remember the last time you were in Miami?
I'm just telling people what they need to do to deal with it. Professional counseling.
Yes.
Set clear expectations, yours and theirs. Right? And you got to set some guidelines. You are such. Gina B just got engaged, and she's just like, oh my God. She's married a great guy.
Bullshit.
And he'll never be found in a hotel.
Wait.
He'll never be found in a hotel in Florida. But
he better not be found in a hotel in Florida.
But I'm saying there will be problems like any marriage. Problems.
My fiance knows I will kill him.
I'm saying there'll be regular problems. You know what I'm saying?
There will be problems.
And you marry for better or for worse. That's the whole part of this, people. Anyway.
Yeah, well, how much worse does it need to get?
Again, listen. Before we close up, next week, you must tune in for Goody Howard. Typically, when we have a guest on here, we have them on a half an hour. Yeah. I think I might just put Goody on and let her run the show.
Goody is good enough.
And we'd be amazed. So I need you all to bring all your... When I talk about she's in detail, I mean, she's letting you know how to... That orgasm spot and that orgasm spot.
Is she going to talk about that grapefruit thing?
Dare I say I'm willing to be educated here. So right. I can't wait to Goody Howard. But next up, right after this, we got Uncovered and Unloaded with Magda. Gina B, do you have any final thoughts? I want to thank you all for joining in. It's cold as hell outside.
Okay, here are my final thoughts.
Go ahead, Gina B.
Valentine's Day is in exactly 9 days.
That's why we got the sex show coming up. See how I did that? See how I did that? That was me.
Now, you guys, is the time to be thinking of gifts for your significant other. February 13th is not the time for you to be thinking of gifts for your significant other. I'm just getting it in there.
True, and the true gift is you and the effort you put in. That's a material thing. But look, peace and love. Again, stay tuned, stay around. You're not doing nothing. It's cold outside anyway. You got a great show coming up. Uncovered and Unloaded with Magda. Thank you all for coming out. Be sure to check out Goody Howard next week. Gina B, thank you for joining me again.
Thank you for
peace and love, everybody. See you next time. I need some more apple juice. Peace and love. Kris the Critic.